Take the exit. Turn right into the drive-thru.
Nope, I'm making dinner tonight.
You don't have time. Josh has practice.
Oh, that's right. I'll just get a salad.
And fries?
No, just the salad.
But salad cancels fries.
Salad only.
Fries.
Salad.
Fries.
Food noise isn't fair, but Mochi Health is. The affordable GLP-1 source that puts you on the road to successful weight loss.
Hey, can I get the...
Fries.
Salad. Sorry.
Learn more at joinmochi.com. Mochi members have access to licensed physicians and nutritionists. Results may vary.
Welcome to the Instagram stories for Wednesday, August 28th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. There is so much Instagram news to get into. I'm just going to jump right in. The biggest news of the day comes from the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, talking about some of the new effects, fonts, and animations that Instagram has now added.
New creator tools this week. Our job is to give creators the flexibility to tell their stories online. And so today we got a couple new features to announce. One is improved text tools. So new fonts, animations, and effects to help you be more expressive on Instagram. And the second is we're finally bringing not only text, but also stickers to photos and carousels. Historically, they've been reserved for just Reels, which doesn't make any sense. So let me know down below in the comments what you think of these new features and what other creative tools you'd like to see us build in the future. See y'all later. Peace.
I personally am not very excited about this news. I don't care about those kinds of tools, but I know plenty of people are, so go test it out, use it, especially in photos and carousels if that's what you are into. In other Instagram news, some users are seeing a new stories commenting option. Now, the person who posted this is Taylor Loren, not Taylor Lorenz. I've had Taylor Lorenz on the show, and I've also had Taylor Loren on the show. Taylor Loren formerly used to work at Later. Here's what she posted: a new notification on Instagram that says, leave a comment and show friends some love. You can now comment on stories. Comments are visible to anyone who views the story. So this is an interesting idea where stories now become interactive conversations, which would be visible to anybody who's viewing that story. We're so used to story replies being private because they go into your DMs, but I think this is an interesting twist. Not very intrusive potentially. I'm interested to see how this works out. I really like this idea and concept. In other Instagram potentially coming soon news, reverse engineering hacker Alessandro Paluzzi posted to Threads that Instagram is working on a feature that allows you to continuously share what you're listening to on Spotify using notes. If you are not familiar, you can post what song you are into at the moment on Notes, which lives in the Instagram DM inbox, but there's no connection between what you're listening to at that moment and Instagram currently. However, if you could continuously share this, which appears to be what Instagram is working on developing here, everyone would know what you are listening to all the time. Do you want that? Well, some people might. It's like being your own DJ and other people seeing what you're listening to. I see the attraction there. Personally, if I'm having a moment and maybe I'm listening to something that is a little bit more on the sensitive side, and maybe I don't want my friends to know that, I might like that level of privacy, but I see the attraction for having other people know what music you're listening to all the time. By the way, I want to point out that if TikTok does in fact go away, and I think TikTok is such a major source of where I find and discover music these days, if that goes away, now Instagram is holding a lot more of the music discovery ball. And so it's up to them to fill that gap where TikTok potentially wouldn't be anymore. Also, I think this is interesting that Instagram is directly working with Spotify only, based on what Alessandro Paluzzi posted here, and not giving any credit to so many of the other music streaming services like Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon Music. I know there's lots more that I'm not thinking of at the moment, but Spotify isn't the only option. In my opinion, personally, I am a Spotify fan, but I see the attraction of Apple Music, and I have seen some features that Apple Music has that Spotify doesn't. So giving someone an option to display what song they're listening to 24/7 from whatever streaming service they are using would ideally be the goal. Or even if they downloaded music on their phone and they listen to the music on their phone, it should be able to link to the music app so they could continuously share whatever they're listening to at that time. I think this is an opportunity for Instagram to really go above and beyond by connecting to every music service and every other kind of way of listening to music, even YouTube. A lot of people listen to music on YouTube all the time. Those should all be options to potentially show what you are listening to in that moment. And the last piece of Instagram news we're going to talk about comes from Leah Haberman, who, by the way, is also a friend of the show. I love how many guests I have interviewed on this show who are the ones releasing the Instagram news. I feel like I'm part of the community. I'm in the circle. Anyway, Leah Haberman posted a screenshot showing that you can now create collages from your photos on your phone. It says, try collages created from your photos. Customize collages made from your camera roll to share in chats. And you have the option to try it or not now. This functionality does not work yet. When you push try it, nothing happens. But the point is, Instagram is working on this, and I will continue to keep you posted on it. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some Meta news that has to do with AR filters getting taken away and some Threads news with respect to the Fediverse. So stick around. Oh, hey, welcome back. Let's dive into the Meta filters news. If you are familiar, there is a tool called Spark AR Studio, which allowed you to build your own AR effects, augmented reality, that you could use on Instagram and Facebook. The platform was originally launched back in 2017, and I actually took a class on how to make these AR effects. I am not familiar with 3D modeling, so I definitely struggled during that class, but I did find someone, and I can't remember if it was on Fiverr or Upwork, to create one of these augmented reality filters for me, and it was definitely an interesting experience, and the filter got a lot of views. Meta has announced that it is shutting down its Spark AR Studio platform, and they are doing this in the very near future. The quote, following a thorough assessment, we have made the decision to shut down Meta Spark's platform of third-party tools and content effective Tuesday, January 14th, 2025. This means that the augmented reality AR effects built by third parties, including brands and our wider community of AR creators, will no longer be available beginning on this date. They also continue, Meta will continue to support Meta Spark and third-party effects until January 14th, 2025. Any campaigns using AR effects that start and end before this date should not be impacted. Please note, third-party effects will no longer be available after January 14th, 2025, which will impact any campaigns using third-party AR effects beyond that date. End quote. So you're probably wondering, why is Meta doing this? It seemed like AR and virtual reality was the future. They explain with not a great amount of detail, quote, Meta is committed to our long-term investments in new computing platforms that will bring us beyond today's 2D experiences on mobile. With the decision to shut down the Meta Spark platform, we're also shifting resources to the next generation of experiences across new form factors like glasses. End quote. And the last piece of news we're going to talk about today has to do with Threads taking the next steps toward Fediverse integration. Now, right now, when you create a post on Threads, you can share it to the Fediverse, which means that other platforms that use the ActivityPub protocol can see that post. Essentially, though, this was a one-way method of communication. If you posted to Threads, it could go to other platforms that supported the ActivityPub protocol, but not if you scheduled the post, not if you did it through the API. So if you used a tool like Buffer or Hootsuite, you had to actually post to Threads directly, and then it could also go to the ActivityPub protocol to be in the Fediverse. However, starting this week, any comments that people make on posts on Mastodon will also be visible within Threads, and posts submitted via the Threads API through something like Buffer or Hootsuite, scheduled posts essentially, would be able to be published to the Fediverse. This is a small step, but it shows that Threads is committed to the ActivityPub protocol and allowing you to post your content on Threads or another platform and interact with people who are on different platforms all on Threads. I like where this is going. Okay, that's it for today's news. Check out the show notes for links to everything I talked about. And did you know that there's a transcription of this show? So maybe if you wanted to read it more quickly than I could talk, you have that option as well. I have been uploading transcripts for about the past, I'll say 6 weeks, maybe 2 months. Been experimenting with that. If you can't read it for some reason or the platform you're using doesn't support it, let me know and I will try to fix that somehow. I'm still learning all of this kind of stuff. Be sure to come back next time for more social media news, strategy, and other things that you need to know.
I'm not yet a member of the Instagram team, but my podcast covers many Instagram themes. But the name, image, logos are trademarks of Instagram and the LCC in the USA and every territory. Everything I publish independently until Zuck returns my DMs and starts to pay my salary. Not sponsored or endorsed, no lies, no fallacies. I use their logo with permission, not malicious or callously. No trademark violation, filling all criteria. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Daniel Hill Media.